What is up, guys? So I'm gonna do one last little tickle with Jake because old Joe Doyle it's getting out of hand, innit? I've only done like 3 videos on him, and his entire life has been ruined. He's now the most hated man on YouTube. All his comment section is just people just ripping him to death. I'm starting to feel bad now. I was only in it to have a laugh, you know, a little bit of back and forth, make a couple jokes, but he is now the most hated man on YouTube. I took his entire life and put it in my back pocket. But, you know, I'll give you it back if you're a good boy, Jake. Alright, so we'll give him one more last little tickle. And then I'm just going to have to leave him alone because I know he'll do a reply. He'll make it sound look even more stupid. He'll just dig himself even deeper. And he'll not be able to get out. And that's not what I'm about. I'm not trying to ruin people's reputations. I just want to have a laugh with it, you know. So we'll do one more and just disprove all his ridiculous stories. And we've got to start with the assassin story. Now, apparently Jake thinks he was a prison assassin. He said this stuff, right? This is not me. This is what he said. He said he was an assassin in prison. Now, maybe a brown eye assassin, a chocolate warrior. I could imagine that going around taking people's cheeks. I could see that. But this guy thinks he was an assassin in prison, and he's even phoned his mate to verify it. Do you know, if I phoned my mate and said, yeah, right, I'm going to ring you and I'm going to record the video, right? Just say we were assassins in prison, yeah? And I'm going to upload it to social media. I would never do that for a start. But if I did do that, my mate would say, shut up, you silly cunt. He'd probably smack me when he saw me on the street. It's like, what are you on about? Give your fucking head a shake. But that's what he's like. He's like a little child. Like, it's unbelievable. Now, I do know assassins in prison. There are assassins in prison. They actually get paid. See, that's probably what's happened. He's probably got a bit of a spice debt whilst he was in prison. And maybe they've said, look, to pay this off, you have to go and hit that div over there. So that might have happened. So maybe he was paying a spice debt off. That's where he gets this assassin story from. I don't know. But there are real assassins in prison, and I know one of them. I saw him the other day, actually, and this guy, he's a big beast of a man. You know, I'm not going to mention his name. It's not Brett, mate. But he is the type to be an assassin. But yeah, I saw him the other day. He walks hunched over. And I saw him. He's on a heroin now, so he's a bit messed up. But he's still a big lad. And I saw him, and I went. I said, "Oh, you all right?" I had a chat. You know, I said, "How's your mum?" and all that. And I shook his hand as I was leaving, and his hand was like a shovel. And I like to do a firm hand grip, but he like squashed my hand, and I was thinking, fucking hell, I could imagine getting caught in a cell with you. It'd fucking rip you apart. And then you look at old donkey face, like JDP. What's he gonna do with his little tiny little mincers? I mean, I suppose he could headbutt you. That'd do some damage. But yeah, it's so cringe. This guy thinks he was a prison assassin, and then he talks about these fake fights what he's had, where he talks about going on the wing, and he says he went in his cell. Of course, he's a top G, so he had a load of drugs up his arse, and he's got to prison, and there was no TV in the cell, so he said, "All right, put the word out. I've got a parcel. I need a TV." So what's probably happened there is they put the word out. And everyone's looked up and like, well, that muppet up there's got weed. It's fucking we're taking that. They've probably gone in his cell, bashed him up and took his weed, put some gloves on, gone up his crease and took the weed out and taxed him. That's probably what's happened. But Jordo Police spun it round like, oh yeah, the 3 guys came to my cell and I put all this effort into this punch and knocked him out, and then I picked the TV up, the one that didn't have any cell, picked the imaginary TV up and smashed it on his head, beat everyone up, and then came out and fucking started bench pressing the pool table. And then Brian Cockrell gave him the thumbs up. Oh mate, you're just making yourself look more and more ridiculous. That's what you're doing. And see, I'm just sat back here, just kicking my feet up, just having a laugh, whereas he's getting all real personal and nasty, you know, threatening and talking about family and whereas I'm just sat back chilling, and he's talking about family, saying, "Oh yeah, you've got no family, you've got no friends," and he was doing just exactly what I said he would do, call me a liar, and then just try and reverse what I've said to him back on me, like children do. But again, I'll just put you in your place, which is a running theme now. But you talk, I've got no money. Well, this house belongs to me. That's 150 G's. The land next to the house belongs to me. That's probably 200 G's. Have you ever even seen 1 G? Probably not. In fact, this chain probably costs more than your entire existence of all, ever. And you're talking about family. Now, I don't get personal, right? But we've all seen what your family are about when you was videoing them for clout, when they was drunk and making themselves look stupid, and you're videoing them to upload on social media for people to laugh at. So, you know, that's what your loyalty and family's worth. 400 views on YouTube. So, yeah, and he's still doing the fucking stupid holiday snaps. He's talking about the dark side and using thumbnails of him in the swimming pool looking all fat and gross with his receding hairline. And it'd be like a rant about the dark side. There's a picture of him sunbathing on fucking in Mallorca or something. But I suppose it's foreshadowing, because once you finish watching the video, you'll wish you were sunbathing in fucking Mallorca. But yeah, I'm going to stop now, because he's just digging himself further and further, and I'm starting to feel guilty now. He's gone from like the semi-boring fall to like he's getting like more than 1,000 views now, but he's just universally hated on the entire dark side, and everybody's just hammering him. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to ruin people's lives, you know. I'm the opposite. I want to build people up. And that's another thing. What's the difference between us as men? I know you like to steal my little thing, but when I'm in prison, I'm not in there taxing and trying to pretend I'm an assassin, and I'm trying to pretend that I've been fighting everyone. When I go to prison, I try and help people. If somebody's struggling in a cell, I'll go in that cell and I'll sit and talk to them and try and get them out of the cell and say, "Oh, come and sit with us," you know, and I'll go and have a little rally round and get them some clothes and stuff. That's what I did when I was in prison. Whereas you seem to think going to prison is something to flex about, so talking about terrorising bagheads, but you're not even man enough to stand on that. Now you've been getting stick for that. You spun it around saying, "Oh yeah, only because they were terrorising me." So you were getting terrorised by bagheads. So you can't even... it's just lie after lie. But I know what he'll do. He'll do a reply. He'll call me a liar, and he'll just... everything what I've said, he'll try and spin it on me, and it'll just be another boring mess like last time. But yeah, I'm going to stop doing it now, because he's fucking just destroyed himself, and he's getting pure hate, and he is one of the most hated men on YouTube now. So yeah, I'm not going to do it anymore. So this is if you enjoyed this video, press the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and moving forward now, I'm going to start doing what I do, you know, talking about real stuff in prison, not pretend prison fights and pretend assassins' tales, actual stuff what happened in prison, and doing what I do. So yeah, bonjour.